Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Gemini. So, Gemini, as always, I'm doing a reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. Okay, so Gemini, funny enough, we're beginning your reading with the same card that Taurus reading began yesterday, the Judgment card. So for Taurus, this card was this tool that was so powerful that Taurus needed to be careful in a sense in how to use it, right? Or like kind of like be wise enough to sharpen and focus this tool, right? To reach to somebody. So in your case, okay, how do I say this? You have this tool, you have a target, and you're waiting on somebody to give you the green light to hit the mark. The thing about your ability specifically, Gemini, is that you don't know, it's like you don't have this precision, right? If Taurus had that precision, it's like this is something that is not included in your toolbox. You have a tool, but your expertise is to swing it in the air, right? It's like, because the way that I was seeing you, it's like you work with the air, you work with speed, you work with the motion, right? It's like you are moving the tool, you are making it swing. This is how I'm seeing this hammer, right? But because it's not just about the cards themselves, right? The Judgment, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. It's how they fell. So they all fell together, the three of them. But these two fell like facing down on the ground. And this was the one that fell, right over my arm. And it was almost like I had something on my arms, like within my reach, but I really didn't know where to hit, right? So because the tens to me are the shared path, and it feels like this has been maybe unconsciously so, Gemini, you're like the rock in your shoe, right? It's like this pebble that is like you're always taking notes or waiting on people's like cues or signals so that you hit the target where it's supposed. But the thing about your skill, which seems to be very powerful, right? It's like the power of judgment, the power of this tool is that it's almost like I'm seeing somebody playing with a baseball bat, right? And it's like, it's okay when it's only hitting the air, so there isn't any target. But the thing about, baseball, for instance, is that you have to be very precise to hit that ball. And this is somehow what is showing up. But it's not necessarily hitting a ball, right? Although, the ball is coming in your direction. And I feel like you're waiting on somebody to give you the green light, which it's not exactly coming as you would like. So it feels like you're holding up. Right? So because the way that I'm seeing this, and because the Sun card coming after the Ten of Wands is giving you the yellow light instead of the green light, is almost like, hold up, Gemini, attention, maybe it's not the right target, right? And so I feel like this is coming from somebody else, because it's almost like you're this here, right? Coming after the one who is up ahead and signaling to you what is the target, right? The Five of Pentacles here is just talking about a specific target. But being in Pentacles, and just because Taurus reading yesterday, and Taurus is an earth sign, and Pentacles is, the earth element in the tarot, it's almost like you have the same tool, for instance, as somebody that, rules this earthly realm, right? The financial realm, or the material world. But it's like, because you're not so sure about how this really works or how to find this precision of the target, right? So for instance, like having a specific goal, it's almost like you're waiting on somebody to lead the way or to show you exactly what this is, what is the mission, what is the target, what is the goal, what is meant to be done in the physical, right? Because you are here in this airy field where you're swinging your bat, and it feels very powerful, right? It has a lot of momentum, but you need to be precise to hit the mark where it's being shown by another. And because maybe they're feeling like there is some sort of obstacle, some sort of and maybe this is you, right? Maybe this is you, but it's not quite what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like you have always like followed their cue, their saying, their lead, their mark, right? It's like it's always been somebody else saying, do this, do that, go there, go this way. And they were drawing the lines, they were marking this spot, right? They were making sure that they showed you the target. Maybe because you weren't as confident that, you would understand this physical realm as much as they understand. So maybe you have always believed that they were showing you the right target. But because there is this yellow light, and I know that the sun typically comes with, good energy and high vibrations and, happiness and joy and all of that and certainty and fun, it's not exactly how I'm seeing just because I was shown like this very bright yellow light, right? So it's almost like, yes, you could, run the lights, right? It's like you could go, past the traffic light and just, in the yellow light, but it's not what your gut is saying. It's like because you know the power that you have at hands. So the moment that you're not so sure anymore about where the target that they are pointing to is, it's like you are holding back, right? It's like because I'm seeing this hammer coming with a lot of momentum, but before it hits this mark, it's like it stops in the air, because at least in the air you do have control, right? It's like this is the realm that you dominate, so you understand the physics of it, right? You don't understand the physicality of the target, but so this is why perhaps you were depending on another to cue you where the spot is. But there is this yellow light, and the yellow light is just like this attention, right? Maybe this is alarm sounding in you. Maybe this is just awareness, right? That following the cue of another to set the mark for you isn't constructive anymore. It has, reached its limits. Maybe you have been, in this routine of always expecting somebody, or maybe a specific one, to show you where to, focus your power, focus your tool, or, just concentrate your power in a specific place, right? And it feels like it has been maybe, unconsciously so very burdensome, very hard, right? To depend upon another to give you a signal. And now that you're becoming more and more aware, it's almost like this yellow light, right? Saying to you, this is, a moment to pay attention. It's like, don't just blindly hit the mark if you're not fully sure that, they are giving you the right cue. Maybe you have never questioned that, right? And I feel like that's because you have always trusted. They're coming here as the King of Pentacles. And, the King of Pentacles is right below the Five of Pentacles. So it's almost like you have always trusted them, that they would always be just reliable and trustworthy, and because they know their numbers, because they know their tools, because they know this earthly realm better than you. But I feel like more and more, Gemini, you're questioning that. And I feel like maybe you still feel like you're not in a position to question that, because it's almost like you're asking because you're showing up here as the page, right? They're showing up as the king from the pentacle realm, and you coming from this wands realm, which seems to be almost like this, the child growing up, right? It's like you have had enough of, you know, following the rules of somebody that would always dictate what was right or best for you, because they understood about, you know, maybe life, your profession, your physical life, your safety, your security. So they were always making that mark, guaranteeing that you would hit the mark right? Or telling you that that was the right mark. But because the ones are here and they're completing as the tens, it's almost like this shared path is coming to a conclusion, because somehow you're holding up on using this tool that you have, that you are very skilled at, right? So you're holding at the very limit that you know that you can hold before you hit this mark, which was, you know, signaled by them, because your consciousness is telling to you there is something to be looked at, right? It's like this yellow light, it's actually shining a light in this dynamic, in this, and I want to say kind of like right now it feels imbalanced, because it's almost like you're okay, so we were talking about your power, the power that is in your hands, but them showing as the king, whereas you're showing as the page, is almost like maybe you're still feeling like there is this imbalance in terms of, you know, I'll never know what they know. I'll never have their knowledge or their wisdom or their ability to conduct things in this earthly realm. So, you know, even though things have come to a conclusion, it seems like, you know, them always making this mark for you, it seems like it's reaching a point that it's becoming too heavy on you, right? And this is why you're holding up. You're holding yourself from doing what's been always like this routine, or this, you know, recurring cycle of them showing you and giving you the cue and you hitting with your powerful tool. Because when you know how powerful your tool is, because it's like this, it's like they have this earthly knowledge, so they know about targets, right? So they know about opportunities, they know about openings, or, you know, whatever it is, that it's like they can find this very what is like what is the word, the saying, something in a hail, like finding, what is that saying, finding, oh, I can't remember, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's like finding something very tiny, you know, finding like this grain of sand in the entire beach, right? Like a needle in a pile of hail. Is that the saying? Something like that. Anyways, so they have this ability that you are clearly saying to yourself that you don't have. But what you do have, and this seems to be something that they knew how to use for their advantage, because it's like I feel like it's something like this, Gemini. It's like you have been working together, right? Like, you know, physically in your professional life, or even like, you know, if this is not about career or money or anything like that, or jobs or projects, if this is just, you know, you and your parent, or you and a family member, it's like they have been benefiting from you using your ability, using your tool, using this understanding of the air element, right? So it's like they know about the earth, you know about the air. They have been growing in their own realm, whereas you maybe have been like completely oblivious to your power, right? To the power that you have been using, always following their guidance, following their cue, maybe not receiving as much as they are receiving. Okay, so that can go, you know, can be applied to so many situations that are coming to my head, but I'm not going to be as specific, because I feel, as I said, that it can be applied to various situations that are completely different from one another. The most important thing about this is that understanding about this tool that you have, knowing that you can control it while it's still in the air, gives you this ability to find this consciousness, allow this light of consciousness to shine upon you, to show you that perhaps following this, right, continue in this imbalanced relationship is not something that is healthy for you. It might have been, productive for them, or, lucrative, or whatever it is, beneficial for them. But for you right now, the way that you feel is like there is still a lot for you to grow. So it's almost like this. They have been using your ability to gain something for themselves. You have been using your tool, but you never really learned about their ability. So it's almost like they know a little bit, or they are aware of your power, the way that you use the air element with such ability, right? So they know about that. You have never understood their power. So therefore, it feels like you're, in a sense, coming to this awareness that right now, everything that they have been showing to you, it's like you haven't learned something, right? It's like maybe because you have been always depending upon them showing it to you, showing you the target, showing you where to hit that powerful tool that you have, right? And so the guidance here, Gemini, with the last card in this part is the Nine of Wands. So see here how this shared path, it's actually transforming into the individual path, because this is the way, in a sense, that perhaps you're not going to feel like you're being cheated on, or like deceived, or lied to, or like, just being used by somebody, right, for their benefit, for their interest, their personal interest. Whereas it's like you have the tool, right? So maybe, just to be extreme, but it doesn't need to be that extreme. It's almost like you have been the puppet to this puppeteer, right? But now you are aware of that dynamic, and you're becoming tired of playing that part. So because you are in control of the tool, then you can hold it. You don't have to follow the cue and hit the mark that they have shown you. Yes, it makes you vulnerable, right? The page, it's like the vulnerability of being alone, right? In a field where perhaps throughout this entire time where you have been dealing with this person, it's like you have been completely unaware it's like they didn't let you see their abilities. It's like they have never taught you how they did what they did. They have never shown you how they found the perfect spots, the perfect targets, or created, or built the opportunities, or opened up opportunities in this physical realm. So you feel kind of like this deficit in that sense. But the guidance here nonetheless is for you to stop following their cue, which I feel like you have already, right? Even though it could have been like a very instinctual way of like, and a very last minute thing, right? It's almost like at the very last minute, it's like you have like this light of awareness, right? This spark of consciousness in your mind, this giving you the yellow light and saying, attention, Gemini, don't proceed forward. This might not be the right target, even though they have been showing you the right targets for your entire life until this point, right? And so proceed forward on your own, allowing yourself to go through the obstacles, go through the challenges, but know that where you're at, it's like you have, yes, you are in a vulnerable spot, because it's like you're lacking their knowledge, right? Which you may feel very insecure about that, but you do have this, which was exactly what they were using to create their own wealth, their own success, their own realizations, their own safety, security, whatever it is, right? So it's like you don't have to keep on doing this so that they can benefit. It's like it's your turn to benefit as well from what you have, from your ability, right? To like swing your bat, and like it's almost like swing your bat in the air, even though right now it's like you don't know how to find the right targets, right? It seems to be the guidance, but I don't know. We'll see what comes next for this. If you are really going to find the target, right, by yourself, I want to say, with what you already have, which is a very powerful tool, and the ability to use it when you want it, where you want it, or when not to use it, right? Which seems to be the case here, right? It's like you're removing yourself from finding, from just following the same things that you have done right now or until now, and going your own way, right? With this consciousness. So it's still like very enlightening, right? It's like it's enlightening to know what you don't want anymore, because it's feeling like it's feeling burdensome, right? And a struggle. So the more you stay here, maybe it's like the more this will become like this imbalance. So yeah, you are more vulnerable, right? But still, it's like it feels like you are in a more beneficial way. It's like you are in a place to benefit more because they're not ahead of you, giving you the cues for everything. Because you have like this light, which is going to guide you, right? Even through the challenges. So I truly hope that I was able to convey everything that is in the message here. It seems powerful, even though now you might, proceed on your own. Like, empower yourself just for the fact that you are going to not be in an imbalanced situation anymore, right? And very conscious of it. So, Gemini, I am going to pull more cards for you, as well as the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.